Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 6 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 6 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter two-dimensional figures. The lessons we're going to cover today are line segments and rays, meme angles, complementary and supplementary angles, transversals of parallel lines and parts of the circle. Please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can examples and definitions as well. Let's just start with the lesson lines, line segments and rays. What is the name of the figure? So that is a line, it never ends. I say the line because it never ends. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the name of the figure? Is IJ option number one is the correct option. What is the name of the figure? That is YX option number one is the correct option. What is the name of the figure? That is EF option number one is the correct option. EF it is. What is the name of the figure? XW it is option number one is the correct option. What is the name of the figure? KJK. JK option number two is the correct option. Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is name angles. Let's just start with the next lesson. Look at this angle. That is angle FDE. D is the vertex. Name the angle using the point GIH, the symbol. That means angle, right? This symbol represents the angle. So it is written first. Be sure to write the vertex in the middle. I is the vertex. Vertex means I is the point that is connecting the two lines IJ and IH, right? So I is the vertex. So that must be in the middle. It is either JIH or HIJ. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Look at this angle. So B is the vertex. That is the common actually. With line B, C, and B. So B is the vertex. B must be in the middle. So option number one is the correct option. That is CBD. Option number one is the correct option. That is CBD. Look at this angle. Which is the correct option? One or two? FGH is the correct option because G is the vertex, so that is FGH. Look at this angle, which is the correct option. Option number two is the correct option, that is JIH. Look at this angle. That is FDE. Option number two is the correct option. Look at this angle. That is WXV. Option number two is the correct option. Option number two is the correct option, that is angle VTU. T is the vertex, so T must be in the middle. Option number two is the correct option. Look at this angle. That is SRT, option number 2 is the correct option. Look at this angle. The correct option is AC. B, option number 1 is the correct option. Look at this angle. IJK, option number 1 is the correct option. Look at this angle. That is UST, option number 1 is the correct option, and we are done with the lesson. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is the next lesson is complementary and supplementary angles. The measure of an angle is 39 degrees. What is the measure of the complementary angle? Complementary angles are the angles that sums to 90 degrees, right? So that means 39 degrees plus the missing angle equals 90 degrees. You need to find that missing angle. So just do the inverse of equation that 39, subtract 39 both sides. This side we are left with n and the other side 90 minus 39 equals 51 degrees. Let's just start with the test questions. The measure of an angle is 137 degrees. What is the measure of supplementary angle? Supplementary angles are the angles that sums up to 180 degrees. So 137 plus missing angle equals 180. So subtract 137 both sides. So then that is 43 degrees. Option number 1 is the correct option. That means 137 and 43 sums to 100 degrees supplementary angle it is. The measure of an angle is 65 degrees. What is the measure of a complementary angle? Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 25 degrees. The measure of an angle is 76 degrees. What is the measure of the complementary angle? That is 14 degrees. Option number 1 is the correct option. The measure of an angle is 48 degrees. What is the measure of common angle? That is 42 degrees. Option number 1 is the correct option. The measure of an angle is 145 degrees. What is the measure of a supplementary angle? 35 degree it is option number one is the correct option. 'The measure of an angle is 119 degrees. What is the measurement of the supplementary angles? (61 degree it is option number one is the correct option. 51 degree it is because you have to make complementary angles, so you need to add that to 90 degrees. So the correct option is 51. (35 degree it is option number one is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. Next lesson is transversals or parallel lines. E.g., okay, let's just start with the test questions. D, F, and G are parallel lines. Which angles are adjacent angles? Okay, I, A, J, J. Option number one is the correct option. That is I at J and G at J. Option number two is the correct option. Which angles are adjacent angles? So, mm, X, X, W, T. Okay, X, W, T, and U, T, W. They are not the adjacent angles. X, W, T, and V, W, Y. Yes, option number two is the B is the correct option. They are the adjacent angles. Option number B is the correct option. L, N, and O, Q are parallel lines. Which angles are alternate interior angles? Okay, let's just see. Angle Q, P, M. Okay. And O, P, R. Q, R, M. Q, P, M, and option number P is the correct option. They are the alternate interior angles. Not B. Okay, C is the option. C is Q, P, M, and L, M, K. Okay, option number C is the correct option. P, V, and W Y are parallel lines. Which angles are vertical lines? Okay, W, X, U, and V, U, X. Okay, W, X, U, and V, U, X. Option number one is the correct option. JL and MO are parallel lines. Which angles are corresponding angles? Option number B is the correct option. Option number A is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself if you play. Let me just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is parts of a circle. Which figure shows the center? Option number 2 is the correct option. That's the center of the circle. Which figure shows an arc? Option number 1 the correct option. That is an arc on the circle. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is the center on the circle. Option number A is the correct option. Which figure show the diameter 1 or 2? Option number 2 is the correct option. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is the diameter. Which figure show the chord? Option number 1 is the correct option. Which figure shows a central angle option number two is the correct option. Option number one is the correct option and it's the radius of the circle. Okay, we are done with the lesson. So we were working on grade 6 math. The chapter we were working on is two-dimensional figures. The lessons we have covered today are lines, line segments, and shadings, name angles, complementary and supplementary angles, transversals of parallel lines, and parts of a circle. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutor is available there to help you. You can write down the questions in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.